I guess, you know, a lot of you have asked about that big transformation of Hopper physically in from season 3 to season 4, and I just wanted to talk about kind of how I did it, and you know what parts of it are good and what parts of it are sort of
Not
terrible.
normal, not normal.
Yeah, not normal.
Not
just
normal.
sort of an exacerbation of whatever psychopathy I have related to devotion to character. But yeah, I guess I guess I want to start off with I met this guy David Higgins. I've worked with a lot of great trainers throughout the years. I've done a lot of different stuff. Don Saladino and Charles Cooperman and a bunch of different guys who I've really liked. But then, I went through a phase where I was in a bad way physically. In 2019, we shot season 3, and that was I was big. I was a big guy, and then I had an Achilles tear. So I had some problems with my knees and with my big toe on my right foot and some hip stuff as well. So I was really messed up. And then I went to go do Black Widow that summer. And, the great thing about that character is that he was big and, supposed to be out of shape and busted up, which was great. But I started doing some of the physical stuff, like even just there was a sequence in a prison where I'm running. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Black Widow, there's a sequence in a prison where I'm running around, and even me just running, like I was just busted and in
That was
pain.
when we met.
Yes, exactly. So I was in pain a lot from my hip and I just thought I was an old guy. I'm like 40. I was 45 at the time and 44 at the time, and I thought it was just over. And so they had a guy here on Black Widow to help us out, who was helping out. I mean, you were mainly helping out like a lot of the stunt guys too, right? In terms
Yeah.
of PT and
Yeah.
keeping people in shape and keeping people together, because there was a lot of like stunt injuries and stuff like that as well.
Well,
right?
we're mitigating against the stunt injury.
Sorry, yeah. But those stunt guys like to injure themselves in
They do,
general,
they
don't
do.
they? They
Yeah,
like to
that's
like
true.
throw themselves up
They're a different
against.
breed.
Yeah, they are a completely different breed of psychopath. But yeah, so you had this thing where you're doing PT, but you were also sort of training some of the cast if they wanted to. It was voluntary though, it wasn't?
Yeah,
like
for you
were,
guys. Yeah, absolutely. I was
Yeah.
just there as a bit of a comfort blanket, just in case.
Right.
And then your knee was giving you a bit of grief, and it came down. You're like, oh, my knee's a bit busted, but I can't do anything about that right now. And I'm like, why not? And you're like, well, this is just how it is. This is just how it is now. I'm like, what? How old are you? What? And then we got talking about what you've been doing, how you've gotten where you've gotten to, and what you want to do in season 4, really. But actually, no, it was about because of the flashback scene in Black Widow.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to